Now turning to health news and the rush to protect Americans against the H1N1 flu virus. 159 million Americans at risk are being urged to get the vaccine when it's ready, including 78 million children. That has some parents worried not just about the virus, but also about giving their kids yet another vaccine. Here's Dr. John LaPook.
Taylor, your sister's awake now.
Corey Bureau is giving her daughters the usual childhood immunizations. But if a vaccine against the new H1N1 becomes available, her girls will not be in line.
I don't want to have that kind of vaccination in my child yet until I know it's safe, 100% safe.
In recent years, a backlash against vaccines has picked up steam. A vocal minority fears vaccines can cause autism, despite consensus among experts that they don't. Also on the web, warnings that the new H1N1 vaccine could be rushed to market without enough proof it's safe.
Are parents going to be given complete, truthful information about swine flu vaccine risks and the right to say yes or no before their children are lined up and vaccinated in the school setting?
The concerns include possibly using chemical additives or adjuvants to boost the effectiveness of the vaccine. They have never been used in flu vaccines in the U.S., but have safely been used in others, such as tetanus. Critics also worry that some forms of the vaccine will contain thimerosal, a mercury-containing preservative.
Thimerosal has never been associated in any valid scientific way with any adverse effect to the fetus or to young people.
The government says a thimerosal-free vaccine will be available.
You would be heartbroken if you did not vaccinate your child and that child got sick with influenza and found that your child was in the hospital close to death.
But moms like Corey Bureau still aren't sold.
I don't feel just because the government's telling me that I need to get this, flu shot for her or my youngest, that I should go and do that.
The challenge for public officials? Convincing the public to heed their advice instead of a mother's intuition. Dr. John LaPook, CBS News, New York.
Thank you.
How many adults and children will be tested before the vaccine is available to the general population?
I don't know the exact numbers, but there will be testing on adults, testing on children, and testing on pregnant women to make sure that, again, we have a safe vaccine. Now, Katie, this is a vaccine that is going to be very similar to seasonal flu vaccine, and we know that millions of children, millions of adults, pregnant women take seasonal flu vaccine year in and year out. The strain is a little bit different, but our scientists have determined that this virus is reacting very much like seasonal flu.
Will adjuvants or additives be used in some batches of this vaccine to make it more potent?
At this point, that is not anticipated. Now, if things change, if we don't find the immunities boosted enough by the dosage, if we somehow have a mutation of the vaccine, it's possible that adjuvants will be used to both boost the reaction, the body's reaction to the vaccine, and also to stretch the vaccine further. But right now, it's not anticipated that we will be using adjuvant in this seasonal flu vaccine.
Will you be recommending that Tamiflu be used prophylactically or preventatively to keep the flu from spreading?
All the doctors I've talked to, Katie, say that that is not a wise use of these antivirals. The good news is the antivirals seem to be effective against this strain of H1N1 virus. But taking it ahead of getting sick is not recommended. We want to make sure that Tamiflu and Relenza are not just taken. It doesn't really help you, and it may actually reduce your resistance to the flu if you start taking it now.
How much concern do you have that this virus could possibly mutate and become even more dangerous?
Well, right now, as you know, Katie, in the Southern Hemisphere, they are in the middle of seasonal flu and H1N1 virus. So we have teams on the ground in South America and Central America, in Australia, watching very carefully. And so far, there is not a mutation of the virus. And if it changes, the whole protocol for what vaccine will be effective changes with it.
Secretary of Health and Human Services Kathleen Sebelius, thank you so much for talking with us tonight.
Great to visit with you, Katie.
And for my complete interview with Secretary Sebelius about the H1N1 vaccine, you can go to our website at cbsnews.com.